From turning rivals into his stands, giving the toughest legends of the sport a 180-degree turn, Novak Djokovic draws some really interesting opinions from fellow tennis players. Starting with Daniil Medvedev, who almost doesn't like beating him. Yep, this Russian player is all Team Novak. He speaks highly of his opponent's respectful behavior. According to Russia's top seed, Nol has been super kind to him since his childhood. The duo met when Medvedev was way below in the rankings at 480, and Djokovic met him with such politeness that he won over his court enemy. That's right, the two have had quite a fiery rivalry in the game. But despite that, the world number 5 was caught saying that he likes it when the Serb wins Grand Slams, just not against him. Gotta put yourself first, right? That thirst to win led Medvedev to snatch the US Open 2021 from him, and along with that, Nol's chance of winning all 4 majors of the year for the first time since 1969. That's why the world number 5 felt sorry for Djokovic. But on the same occasion, he said that he doesn't usually say this to anyone, but Novak is the greatest tennis player in history. So, in short, he's got mad respect for the Serbian legend. But that doesn't mean he'll let him win. Not gonna lie, it sounds like the two have quite a healthy relationship going on. A tennis one, of course. And seems like Novak manages to fester one with whoever plays against him, especially with the young players. Stefan Tsitsipas is totally in awe of him. I'd say even starstruck. And to tell you the truth, the 24-year-old is known as quite the hot-headed player. Let's just say his language isn't always gentlemanly. Still, he's singing Novak's praises. According to the Greek star, the Serbian legend is great for tennis. Stefan is very happy about having him as a competitor. He thinks Djokovic pushes his limits. This way, he became more dedicated to the sport. Not to mention, his concentration sharpened like never before. After all, playing against Djokovic is no child's play. You gotta be on top of your game. Ultimately, playing against a world champion makes Tsitsipas a better player. Seems to me, Steph is crediting the world number 2 for his improvements. So it's natural he's thankful to Nol. And he's not the only wild player tamed by the Serb. The bad boy of tennis is a convert too. Yep, I'm talking about Nick Kyrgios. Now, the Aussie used to attack Nol all the time. Keyword, used to. A few years back, Nick loved to blast the Balkan star. Sometimes it'd be for his cringeworthy post-match celebrations, and other times calling him a tool for something else. Yikes. But suddenly, Kyrgios seemed all smitten with Nol. Gotta say, I did not see this bromance coming. Even when the whole world stood against the Serb for his anti-vax stance, the Aussie stood by him. Seems like every time he opens his mouth about Djokovic, words of support come out. He even jokes that his endless applause has created a monster. And that monster snatched the Grand Slam on Nick's home soil this year. Not that he cared. The Aussie was already out of it due to an injury. So he happily congratulated him for the smashing win. Maybe the 22 Grand Slam winner's determination won Nick over. I see how that would be charming. But do the players in the Golden Trio feel the same? Let's find out if Rafael Nadal is immune to Nol's charms or not. Now, he's got a balanced opinion. Rafa admits to the sheer talent his top rival possesses. In one interview, a journalist asked him if he wants Djokovic to exist in the game or not. The Spaniard was like, not. He'd rather not play him, but don't take it as if he's afraid of him.
Rafa, you like challenges, you said it many times. Are you glad that Novak exists?
No. I like challenges, but I'm not stupid.
Far from it. Nadal is always super confident about facing him, and he's honest too. When he felt like his injuries weakened his chances against Nol, he outright admitted that. Like in the Australian Open 2023, the Spanish sensation crowned his enemy as the top seed. Coming from him, that means a lot. But does the third player in the Big Three share Rafa's opinion? Maybe, maybe not. Roger Federer puts Nadal over Djokovic. The Swiss maestro broke the internet with that statement. It came after the 2020 French Open, where Rafa took the crown. Interestingly, Novak was the runner-up, and Roger didn't even mention him once. Trust me, everyone noticed. Even before this, Roger often used to diss the Serb. Like once, he said Nol's a joke when it comes to his injuries. Ouch. He also used to say his legendary opponent needed to improve his playing skill, but I think he's softening a bit. Things have now simmered down between the two. You'll find the 20 Grand Slam champ praising Djokovic more often. For the Serbs' blazing year of records in 2021, Roger commented that it was truly exceptional. Even recently, he congratulated Novak on his 22nd Grand Slam. So, safe to say now there's mutual respect between the two. But I don't think the same can be said for our next player. This 23 Grand Slam thinks respect has to be earned. Serena Williams claims she's Team Novak, yet there's a but involved. She won't stand for any pay disparity coming from Novak. The lady bashed the Serb last year for that. She asked if he'd tell his daughter that her brother would get more money as a player because he's a boy. Definitely not the conversation you'll want to have with your kid. And Djokovic agreed. He responded to Serena's criticism, clarifying his comments. According to him, the media portrayed his statement the wrong way. So no matter how talented Djokovic is, Williams does not like him if he favors the gender pay gap. Many would see this as the ultimate queen move. Even Noel bows down to her as one of the greatest players of all time. Now, he may call her the GOAT, but according to an older tennis legend, that title is for Djokovic. Oh yes, Pete Sampras has settled the biggest debate in tennis. Let's go back to the epic November 2021 for this. That month, the Joker smashed Pete's record for the most year-end #1 finishes. A feat, no doubt. The American legend himself entered the chat to congratulate him. Sampras revealed he thinks Novak dominates Rafa and Federer. The Serb finishing as world #1 for 7 years meant only one thing for Pete. Djokovic is the greatest of all time. Enough said. No room left for discussion after this. Another iconic veteran has a somewhat similar opinion, but I have to say it took some time to develop. Ready to hear what John McEnroe has to say? Oh, this guy used to be an absolute fireball back in the day. His controversial behavior in court used to make headlines. And after his retirement, his controversial statements have taken up that gig, such as his bizarre statement about Djokovic from 2017. But first, let me give you some context. That year really wasn't the Serbs. He was having a pretty rough season facing loss after loss. So when John was asked about Noel's comparison in tennis, he said Tiger Woods comes to mind. Whoa, where did the golfer come from? According to the American icon, the Serbinator has relationship troubles like Wood that are making him underperform. Honestly, this was so random it didn't make any sense. Even to Novak, he couldn't understand if McEnroe was joking or if he thought like that about him. But he got his answer as he picked up his victory pace. Now, Johnny lauds the Serb star, even calling him his favorite. I think Djokovic's fighting spirit upgraded his status before the former world #1. In his craziest year of 2022, he got banned from tournaments, even deported from Australia humiliatingly. But it made the American legend a fan. He said that the player has to be given credit for sticking to his guns. True that. No matter the controversy, you'll always see the Serb rising from the ashes and beelining to the top. And that wraps up what most tennis players think about Novak Djokovic.